Hello. This week we're gonna study sample question in chapter 16. Again, we look at the quantitative question. So question 5. Gilbert and Sons is a levered firm. It has 300,000 shares of stock outstanding with a market price of $32 per share. The company also has $6.6 million of debt outstanding that sells at the par. The pre-tax cost of debt is 9%, and the unlevered cost of capital is 12%. Question: what is the cost of equity if the tax rate is 35%? So this is a question about the cost of equity. So we're gonna do. We know the debt outstanding, which is 6.6 million, and we need to find the E. So E is we know number of shares and we know market price. So E basically calculated by number of shares 300,000 times market price $32, so equal 9.6 million. And then the cost of equity basically calculated by the unlevered cost of capital plus unlevered cost of capital minus cost of debt, and then times D ratio times 1 minus TC, corporate tax rate. So we know the unlevered cost of capital 12%, and then the cost of debt is 9%. And D, we know 6.6 million, and the E is 9.6 million. So TC, corporate tax, is 35%. So we can put all the number to the formula. We can find the cost of equity is 13.34%. Okay. Next. Question 6. Best Foods company has an unlevered cost of capital 12%. The company generates earnings before interest and tax of $6,000 per year and has a tax rate 35%. What will the value of the firm be if the firm adds $20,000 of debt to its capital structure? So now we have from unlevered to levered. So first we need to find the value of unlevered firm. So based on the formula, we do EBIT times 1 minus TC and divided by cost of unlevered cost of capital. So we know EBIT $6,000, tax rate 35%, and unlevered cost of capital 12%. So we can find the value of unlevered firm is 32,500. And then because the company, they become levered, which is at $20,000 debt. So we can find the value of levered firm based on value of unlevered firm plus D, which is debt times TC, corporate tax rate. So 32,500 unlevered value, and then add 20,000 debt times corporate tax rate 0.35. So the answer is 39,500. Question 8. Your firm has 5,000 bonds outstanding with a face value of $1,000 each. These bonds have a 9% coupon, paid interest annually, and are currently selling for 99% of par value. What is the present value of interest tax share if the tax rate is 34%? So if you read the book, if you read the slides, you know the present value of the interest tax share. That's the formula. And because RD, we can cancel from numerator and the denominator. So the present value of the interest tax share basically calculated by debt times corporate tax rate. The value of debt, we know outstanding bonds is 5,000 and par value 1,000. So that's the debt value, and then times corporate tax rate 34%. So the present value of the interest tax shelf is $1,700,000. Question 9. Blue Ridge Tooth has a cost of equity of 14.28%. So that's RE 0.1428. And the pre-tax cost of debt, so RD, RD is 0.081. D ratio, so D over E is 0.6. Tax rate 34%. What is the firm's unlevered cost of capital? So cost of capital, we know unlevered cost of capital, we can find it from the equation, which is left-hand side RE and the right-hand side, which is RU plus RU minus RD, and the D ratio times the 1 minus corporate tax rate. So we know RE, and we know RD, and also we know D ratio, we know corporate tax rate. So what we don't know is RU, means the unlevered cost of capital. So we plug all the number to the equation, and then we can figure out what's RU. RU means the unlevered cost of capital. So unlevered cost of capital is 12.53%. Okay, next. Question 10. The plains dealer has a cost of equity, so we know RE is 0.152. And the pre-tax cost of debt, so RD is 0.076%, which is 7.6%. The required return on the assets, so RA is 0.126. What is the D ratio? So they ask you D ratio, and based on M&M2 without the tax, so means TC is 0. So in a word without tax, the cost of equity basically can calculate by cost of assets, also called return on assets, plus return on assets minus cost of debt, and then times D ratio, because no tax. So we know RE, and we know RD, and we know D ratio. Oh, that's question. D ratio, that's question. We know RA. So we plug all the number given and then figure out D ratio. So D ratio calculated by, you can do 15.2, which is percent. We skip that. And then minus 12.6. That's 6.2. So 2.6. And then 2.6 divided by 12.6 minus 7.6, which is 5%. And then you can get 0.52 for D ratio. Okay. Okay, I'm gonna go through the part 2, number 1 only. So if you have any other question about other problems, you can email me, and we can discuss. Okay. Question 1 is about EBIT and leverage. So our AK company has no debt outstanding, which is no debt, unlevered firm, a total market value of $165,000. Earnings before interest and tax, EBIT, are projected to be $21,000 if economic conditions are normal. So that's condition normal. If there is a strong expansion in the economy, then EBIT will be 25% higher. So we can find the value which is higher. EBIT would be 21,000 times 1.25. So that's the EBIT with economy expansion. So that's 26,250. If the recession, so another case, EBIT will be 35% lower. So we want to find out what's EBIT when economy is recession. So that's calculated by 21,000 times 1 minus 0.35. So this is that's 13,650. Please double check from your side. The company is considering $60,000 debt issue with interest rate 7%. The proceeds will be used to repurchase shares of stock. So how many shares they can repurchase, we need to figure out. They are currently 5,500 shares outstanding. Ignore tax for this problem. Question A. Calculate earnings per share, EPS, under each of the 3 economic scenarios before any debt is issued. Also calculate the percentage change in EPS when the economy expands or enters a recession. B. Repeat part A. Assume that the company goes through with recapitalization. What do you observe? Okay, so based on the information before the company issued debt, we first figured out the EBIT in different scenarios. So you can see a table. The following table shows in 3 different scenarios, we figured out the EBIT. So that's what I just calculate. EBIT is 21,000 when economy is normal, and when economy is expansion, the EBIT will be 26,250, and in recession would be the EBIT would be 13,650. Okay, and then interest, we do not have debt, so no interest payment. And the net income would calculate by EBIT minus interest because we skip tax, so minus tax 0. Net income, we can find net income exactly same as EBIT. And then EPS calculated by net income divided by number of shares. So currently have 5,500 shares. So you do each net income divided by 5,500 shares, then you can find the EPS for economy is in recession, that's 2.48. In normal, that's 3.82. In expansion, that's 4.77. So we figured out the EPS under each of the 3 economic scenarios. And then another question asks you calculate percentage change in EPS. That's easy. So when economy is in recession, we do EPS 2.48 minus 3.82, which is economy is normal, and then divided by 3.82 because that's the benchmark. So we can figure out the basically is negative 35%. It's negative 35% with drop. And when economy is expansion, we can calculate that by 4.77 minus 3.82, and then divided by 3.82 because that's benchmark. So you will find the percentage change in EPS is 25% positive, which is increase. Okay, so that's question A. And question 2, we consider company issue debt. The company considering 60,000 debt issues. So first we need to figure out the share price. Share price calculated by the market value of the firm, which is 165,000 divided by share outstanding 5,500. So we can figure out the share price is 30. And then number of shares with the debt you can purchase is based on the amount of debt, $60,000 divided by share price. So the total number of shares you can repurchase is $2,000. So $2,000. $2,000 that's share repurchased, and currently is 5,500 shares. So with that issuing, the remaining share outstanding is 5,500 minus 2,000. So only 35,000 in the market after that issue, right? So for question B, we also have a table to show how the EPS be calculated. You can see the EBIT, we start from EBIT in 3 different scenarios. But I think another issue is about the interest payment. Interest payment, because the interest rate is 7% and the $60,000 debt issue. So $60,000, that's the debt borrow, and then times 0.07, that's interest payment 4,200. So to calculate net income, company need to deduct 4,200 from EBIT. Okay, and then we see the next. Let's see the whole table. We calculate the net income by EBIT minus interest. So EBIT minus interest, we can find in different scenario, net income would be 9,450 when economy is in recession. In normal, that's 16,800. In expansion, that's 22,050. And then EPS. We know currently bond share price share outstanding is 3,500, so that's new share outstanding. So we're gonna calculate the EPS by the net income divided by new share outstanding. Okay, so that's EPS is 2.7, and you can double check 4.8 and 6.3 by the same, by similar. So which is net income divided by share outstanding is 3,500. And the percentage change in EPS, same thing. We're gonna do the 2.7 minus 4.8. That's benchmark, and then divided by 4.8. That's you will see is negative. You get negative 43.75%, so which is EPS drop of 43.75%. And when economy is in expansion, we calculate the percentage change in EPS by 6.3 minus 4.8 divided by 4.8. So you're gonna get the 31.25%. That's increase, which is the EPS. Okay, so that's question 1. So basically, if you compare A and B, percentage change in EPS with the debt is like drop more in recession, and increase more when the economy is in expansion. So that's which means with that, the firm is more risky. Okay, so that's all for this sample question. Please go through all the problems in these slides. we have a solution provided at the end of the file. So if you have any question, please email me and let me know. Okay, that's all for this chapter 16.